Then he gonna tell me I ain't even apologize? Like, who the fuck you think I am? Boy, you better slap your fucking self. Ain't paying your ass shit. Fuck you talking about pay you $300,000. What makes you so motherfucking better than any other sanctioned bodies? Huh? Answer that question. What makes you better than the WBO, the IBF, or the WBA? Everybody accepted what I was giving them. But you, the WBC, think that you better than everybody.
Going up against a guy who was perceived as being bigger and stronger, Crawford was strong. Crawford was strong enough to fend him off, strong enough to make him respect his own power. He used his jab, he used his distance. He had poise in the ring, he wasn't rattled. He backed up and moved when necessary and kept us different. He exchanged enough to gain respect when necessary. It was a brilliant, masterful fight on Terence Crawford's part.
You won't believe what just happened to Terence "Bud" Crawford. The WBA and WBC have officially stripped one of the best fighters of this era, sending the boxing world into chaos. Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman weighed in, and instead of blaming Crawford, they pointed to the real problem, the system itself. And the deeper this goes, the messier it gets. When the news broke, fans were stunned. How could they strip a man who climbed 3 divisions, beat Errol Spence and Canelo Alvarez, became undisputed in multiple weight classes, and carried the sport over the past year? Why him? Why now? Even Stephen A. Smith said the decision felt political, unnecessary, and suspiciously timed for the pound-for-pound #1 fighter. Max Kellerman called it an embarrassment for boxing, and many agreed. Here's the WBC side. Mauricio Sulaiman claims Crawford was stripped because he didn't pay sanctioning fees from his last 2 fights. They say they tried contacting Crawford, his manager, and his legal advisor, and after receiving no response, they took action. The amount cited is around $300,000, supposedly owed from the Canelo fight and the one before that.
Are the fighters. There was a decision that he took, the decision that the WBC took, but in no ways there's any feelings other than wishing him success and may God bless him inside and outside the ring. And I like the idea of us signing this beautiful signal.
We're going to leave this at the entrance, and anybody who wishes to sign a wish of good luck to this gentleman, please do. And it's with sincerity that we do wish him, as all boxers, the best of luck, safe, and health.
After that, the dominoes kept falling. The WBC declared the super middleweight title vacant, and then the WBA followed with their own decision. Just like that, the undisputed run Crawford earned inside the ring was split up among other fighters outside the ring. No punches thrown, no rounds fought, yet the belts were gone.
La verdad no me voy a rebajar digo, ya me comentaron, ¿no? Que dijo cosas horribles. No me voy a rebajar. Terence Crawford es un boxeador. El propósito de la existencia del organismo es el boxeador. Y que Dios lo bendiga, que tenga mucho éxito. Es un gran peleador. Ha sido campeón mundial de los 4 organismos, ya 12 años. Es la estructura. Y si él toma sus decisiones, ese es su derecho. Y lo que él diga es cuestión de lo que él va a decir. No va a encontrar en el Consejo Mundial de Boxeo un rival para pelear, definitivamente.
When Crawford heard the accusations, he erupted. During an Instagram live, Bud fired back, saying, "I'm not paying you anything. What makes you better than the other organizations? The ring belt is the real belt. That one is free." He added, "Sulaiman was upset because I beat Canelo, and even said, 'You were mad that I beat your boy.' I could see it on your face." Many fans agree with him, and it's easy to see why. The timing seems too perfect. Crawford rises to boxing stardom, beats Canelo, becomes a global superstar, and suddenly the belts disappear. Does that seem normal? Comment below and share what you think.
Mauricio, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Because everybody in the world know you was going for Canelo. You was mad that I beat Canelo. It's okay. It happens, you know? But if you a real fan of the sport, you would have, said congratulations instead of having that little smirk on your face, all mad and pouting. But listen though, you should have took the money and you should have been thankful and grateful that I was rocking your belt around as your champion. They got they ranking systems when people be mandatories for years, like Benavidez. Yeah. They don't strip these fighters, but I give credit to the IBF. They stripped me. They ain't even give me time. They stripped me, pop me, even though I wasn't, coming back down the way. But, they handled their business. They did what they were supposed to do. The WBC, you ain't never see them strip no Canelo.
Neither Stephen A. Smith nor Max Kellerman went after Bud. Instead, they criticized the whole sanctioning system. Stephen A. said, "You cannot call this a world championship sport when fighters can lose belts without stepping into the ring." Max Kellerman added, "You want legitimacy, but you're enforcing rules casual fans don't even understand. This is the core problem. Boxing has too many belts, too many rules, too many sanctioning fees, and too many inconsistent decisions, and now it's hurting the best fighter alive."
Sheet. I have an idea on how you can fix boxing almost forever. Turkey, it is understood and no mystery that you have a ton of money. You already have it to the point where everybody is just fighting each other and people are getting exposed and we're finding out who the best is. Now all we need is one title. If you can buy out all the sanctioning bodies and replace it with that one undisputed belt. One belt, one champion, like back in the day. And now everybody got to fight the champ. And hell, he shouldn't even have to pay a sanctioning fee.
Here's where it gets interesting. Crawford isn't denying that he didn't pay. He's challenging the reasoning behind the fee. He pointed out that the organizations stay in 5-star hotels, eat luxury meals, use fighter fees to cover everything, and tax boxers for every belt they hold. But even said, "You should be paying me." And honestly, when a fighter beats Canelo and becomes undisputed at 38, he has a strong point.
I see Mauricio, got a lot to say about me not paying him $300,000 plus another $100K something for sanction fees, right? Then he gonna tell me I ain't even apologize? Like, who the fuck you think I am? Boy, you better slap your fucking self. Ain't paying your ass shit. Fuck you talking about pay $300,000. What makes you so motherfucking better than any other sanctioned bodies? Huh? Answer that question. What makes you better than the WBO, the IBF, or the WBA? Everybody accepted what I was giving them. But you, the WBC, think that you better than everybody, don't you? So since you, the WBC, and you got the fucking green belt, which don't mean fucking shit. The fucking real belt is the ring belt, which is free, motherfucker. Who you talking about? You want me to pay you more than the other sanctioned bodies because you feel like you better than them. How in the world all the sanctioned bodies agree to the same amount, but you sit your motherfucking ass up there and say that I need to apologize to you? The fuck? You can take the fucking belt.
This brings us to the big question Stephen A. raised. Should sanctioning bodies have this much power over star fighters? Share your thoughts. Years ago, when Floyd criticized the number of belts, people laughed. Nobody's laughing now. Floyd warned that the belt system is set up to drain fighters financially.
No, you have to pay for every belt that you win, there's a sanctioning fee. So now if a fighter was an interim belt, he has to pay a sanctioning fee. If a fighter has just the regular belt, he has to pay a sanctioning fee. Then if a fighter is a super champion, then he has to pay a sanctioning fee. This is not good for the sport of boxing.
He warned that paying fees for every fight is a trap. Now Crawford is living Floyd's warning in real time, Floyd's exact message. Many fans don't realize how much these fees drain from fighters. Too many belts, too many fees, too much politics, and Crawford is facing every single one of those problems at once.
Fighters after the fight, everybody got a championship belt now. Now boxing, all these belts is like trophies. The WBC, the WBA, the IBF and the WBO. Y'all gotta clean this shit up. Y'all have to clean this up. This is bad for boxing. Ain't there such thing as no super champion. You guys are just taking extra money from all these fighters, getting extra money from sanctioning fees. And this goes to my company as well. We got to clean this sport of boxing up. This don't look good. When you look on TV now, everybody's a champion.
Here's where it gets wild. Not everyone sided with Crawford. Some defended him, while others didn't. Lamont Roach said all fighters should pay sanctioning fees. It's part of the system. Bill Haney, on the other hand, argued that fighters shouldn't be forced to pay unless they agree to it beforehand.
Now I hear this new narrative that you don't have to be a champion. You don't have to be a champion. That's a falsehood. Somewhere, everyone started thinking that they have to pay for the sanctioning fee. Right, that's what the public. Right, if you take a look at the public and what everyone is saying, the fans are you shouldn't have to pay for. Well, we don't pay the sanctioning fees.
Comes out of the check.
No. It's decided way before the fight even happens. Who's going to pay the sanctioning fees? Well, if you deliver a world title fight to a network, the network is going to pick up the sanctioning fees. Yeah, the network is going to put enough in the budget. Listen, we need to knock it off and stop.
Not every time, because I remember Wilder complaining he had to pay $40.
Rolando Romero stated, winning the belt means you're responsible for paying for it.
What's the deal with boxers paying fees for belts? Is that a real thing?
Yeah, that's normal. It's called sanctioning fee.
Is that fair?
Yeah. Fight for their belt, you better pay their damn money, because if you don't have a belt, you're not making as much money anyways. Let's say, for instance, right, you find me a deal for $1 million, but you want $300,000. Okay, that's a lot of money. But I wouldn't have had the fucking million to begin with if it wasn't for you.
If it wasn't for fun.
Pay the sanctioning fee. Stop being a cheap fuck.
Joe Rogan agreed with Crawford, saying that half of these belts don't even matter. He called the Ring Magazine belt the only true one.
Like, come on now.
Right, crazy.
It's like I'm paying you to make me a belt. You're not paying me. So
right.
The only one that really matters is the ring belt, because it's free. It's free. Like, why do I gotta pay to be champion?
Yeah.
Once you start thinking about that, like, dang.
Yeah.
I'm paying all this money.
And the Ring Magazine belt is as respected as any of them.
Errol Spence surprised everyone by defending Crawford. He said the same thing Floyd did. There are too many belts, and that's the real problem.
I'm not worried about it being, three sanctioned bodies, 4 sanctioned bodies, but it's just a lot. Like all these junior titles, and they make the secondary builds and just make intern builds, and you just got a lot of builds and people paying fees on it too. So it's just, I feel like it's too many builds in boxing, basically watered it down because people win the world titles and they're not earning none of the world titles. So I feel like it's just been watering down boxing. It's gonna be more on the fighters that active now to talk about it and to make a change, because everybody needs to be held accountable, not just the boxers need to be held accountable. The promoters need to be held accountable, the managers need to be held accountable, and the sanctioning bodies need to be held accountable.
Imagine that. The man Crawford defeated in the ring is defending him for being stripped. If his biggest rival sees the system as broken, what does that say about the situation? This is the part that blew up on social media. Fans think the timing looks intentional. Why? Because the moment Crawford becomes the sport's most dominant fighter, the belts vanish. He tops every pound-for-pound list, becomes the face of boxing, beats the biggest star in Canelo, and promoters are calling for another super fight. And then, suddenly, the belts are gone.
How's it going, guys? I'm Travis with Weighing In with Travis Hartman. Today, I'm going to weigh in on the recent WBC stripping Terence Crawford of his title because he refused to pay a sanctioning fee. Crawford has now made a video that said he didn't refuse it. He negotiated to pay a sanctioning fee, the same thing he paid to the other world title belts. He didn't want to pay the 3%, which is typical by the WBC. The WBC is now claiming they offered 0.6% of his reported purse of $50 million said that they would take $300,000. That's a lot of money.
One fan said they didn't want Bud controlling the division. Another pointed out that when Canelo loses, the belts suddenly shift. A third added, this timing is too perfect. Keep in mind, Crawford has been stripped before, and it often happens just as he gains too much influence. Coincidence, or a pattern? Behind the scenes, the reason seems simple: business. Sanctioning bodies survive on collecting fees, and Crawford refusing to pay threatens their model. If he doesn't pay, other fighters might follow, and the system could collapse. Stripping Crawford wasn't personal, it was strategic. As Max Kellerman put it, when a fighter becomes bigger than the belts lose power. That's exactly what we're seeing.
Thank you, GOAT, because you are the GOAT of this era. Terence Bud Crawford.
Here's the twist that changes everything. Crawford might be the first boxer since Floyd Mayweather who truly doesn't need belts. After beating Canelo, his legacy is already secure. He's a top 10 all-time great, and some even say top 5.
Boxer, in your opinion, right now?
I think it's Terence Crawford.
Many believe it's you. Many believe you're the best fighter.
Oh, no, I'm not the best fighter of the world. It's Terence Crawford.
Terence Crawford, number one, yeah?
Yeah.
Crawford's next fight is going to be huge, whether he holds any belts or not. Stephen A. even said Crawford could toss the belts in the trash, and the world would still see him as the champion. Think about that. Most fighters chase belts, but Crawford is now bigger than them. Here's where it gets interesting. He doesn't owe the sanctioning bodies anything, they need him. The big question is whether Crawford continues chasing titles or focuses only on mega fights. Imagine the possibilities. Crawford versus Canelo 2, Crawford versus Jiren Ennis, Crawford versus Benvitz.
Great, but it always been like that. Without a question, south. You know what I'm saying? South.
You think there's anything left for him, coach, or is it time for Bud to move on? Or
I'm trying to figure out who he gonna fight next.
160, you can see him fight going
I
160.
wouldn't do nothing crazy. He looked at excellent. Hey, he looked at excellent.
Is there
What's
anybody
the most from
No, I'm trying to figure out what their team gonna do next. I want to see what's
He's
next.
talking about 160, coach. I mean, the only thing down there is maybe like a middleweight tournament, 2 fights undisputed, something like that. But if not that, then what for Bud?
Who?
Well, they were talking about Jiren Ennis going to 160, possibly going. Jiren Ennis going to 160.
If he go to 160, then we got another mega fight.
You think that's a mega fight? You think
I don't know that yet, but I'm saying, and the boxing fans that know boxing would say that's another mega fight.
What would
Crawford retires as a legend, belts or no belts. Stripping him didn't hurt him, it hurt boxing. Stephen A. said the sport needs to fix its structure. Max Kellerman added that sanctioning bodies are out of touch with modern fans. Fighters called the system broken, and fans said it all looked like a setup.
Didn't help boxing, that kind of helped kill boxing, okay, was the confusion of who is champion. There's just too many damn titles. And when you go to the casual, who pushes every sport, every media, it's the casual, it's the masses, because you can always count on the fanatics' dollar. The dollar that is the variable that varies up and down is the casual dollar. And that's the difference between going out of business and having a growing business.
So now the question is, did stripping Crawford expose him, or did it expose boxing? And do these belts even matter anymore? Drop your honest thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss our next upload. We'll see you in the next one.